Hello everyone, welcome back to Fackrelesque. I'm Rachel Fackrell, and this is my 30-week pregnancy update. So I'm about 31 weeks and a few days now, but I'm updating you on this past week and all it entailed because holy cow people, so much happened. In my last two videos I just went through and answered questions, but since so much happened this last week, I thought it would be easier just to go through each day and what happened to me and like the symptoms that I felt and stuff like that. So I'm going to start off with Saturday when I hit 30 weeks officially. Let's just say I started off with a bang. So that night, it was absolutely awful. I think it was around 11 or 11:30 and I started having Braxton Hicks contractions. Obviously, Braxton Hicks contractions are not dangerous, they're not bad, but if they are extremely frequent and don't go away, there could possibly be a problem. What happened to me is that they were going on every few minutes for how long? Until 4 a.m. starting at 11:30, so long time. I kept on like getting up and out of bed, going back and forth, and like, oh, that was another thing, I had to pee like every 10 minutes, like not even kidding. I peed so much that night. I was like, how is my body still holding water at this point? Like, like my bladder, oh my gosh, yeah, that's probably gross, but yeah, I got up and peed all night and I couldn't sleep because of Braxton Hicks contractions. So yeah, I was already up, but like I didn't have to wake up to go pee. I was just already up in pain, or yeah, so that was fun. And I didn't bother to wake up my husband till like 2:40 in the morning, which was probably not the best idea because I was like freaking out alone. But I really thought, I was like, okay, if it doesn't go away in like an hour, then I should probably wake him up. But after almost 3 hours passed was when I finally woke him up. So I woke him up and I was just crying hysterically because I was really scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I meet baby Jacob tonight? Like, oh my gosh, this could be it. But he just calmed me down and he was like, okay Rachel, I think this is just Braxton Hicks contractions. Your body is just preparing for actual birth. Like, calm down, you'll be fine. He did a really good job at calming me down. I started breathing slowly again, and I could tell my body was calming down a little bit. Once I got myself together, I was able to talk to Connor and just tell him, like, I really am concerned though because this isn't supposed to be happening, I don't think. They're not supposed to be this frequent. It's like, what if they're actual contractions and I don't know because I've never felt it before. But he gave me faith that it was just Braxton Hicks and I shouldn't worry about it. So I finally fell asleep, and so that was great. Even though I only ended up having like 3 or 4 hours of sleep that night, but I'm just glad I slept at all because they eventually died down, but they did go on for a really long time, obviously. So yeah, that was my first night of being 30 weeks. So then the next day was Sunday, so I didn't call in to the clinic because I assumed they were closed. Did they close on Sunday? I mean, I don't know, but I didn't call. I was busy that day as well, just at church and stuff. And then we also went to my in-laws that night and we just hung out. I didn't have any like weird symptoms that day. I was pretty normal, so I was feeling a lot better. I was just tired, obviously, from the night before. And my stomach was also sore from my muscles tightening from the Braxton Hicks contractions. So I guess the thing that happened that day that I was super grateful for was that my mother-in-law gave me a body pillow. It's not like a full-out $100 pregnancy body pillow. Like, it's not one of those, what are they called? I don't know, but they're like big, almost like tubes, and they're really long. I didn't have that, but she gave me, it looked kind of like a regular pillow, but just really long. And she's like, I used this when I was pregnant. It might help you with your sleep. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, anything, like, I'm kind of desperate now and I didn't want to spend $100 on a pillow for pregnancy. Anyway, so I used it that night and it was like the best sleep I've ever gotten. And I don't know if it actually was the best sleep I've ever gotten or if it just felt like that because the night before was miserable, but yeah, it was fabulous and I still use it every single night. I love it. I might show you guys later, but when I make my bed, I put it under the blanket right there now. So bed looks so nice, I don't want to remake it. So sorry guys, but yeah, just a regular pillow. It just looks really long. You don't have to spend $100. Woohoo! Okay, I'm looking at my notes. It says, so then Monday came along. It was pretty normal for Monday, but then the nights came and once again, Braxton Hicks contractions coming on strong. It wasn't as scary because I didn't feel like they were as strong as Saturday night and they didn't last as long, but it was still like a little bit scary because I still hadn't called the doctor and figured out what it was. I should have called them earlier that day. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess just having that day break of like Sunday and not thinking about it, and then Monday coming along, like, I don't know. And random weird stuff kept on coming up that was distracting me, and so anyway, never got to calling the doctor. So Tuesday morning, I actually called the doctor, and that's when I was able to figure things out. But before I get to that point, I wanted to make the point that, oh wait, I feel like I probably already said this at the beginning from Saturday night. Yeah, I still had to pee all night. Like, that didn't change. Like, every single day, like, I feel like I've had to pee more than I ever have in my life and throughout this entire pregnancy. Like, I thought first trimester was pretty bad, but third trimester gets ya. So, anyway, so Tuesday, called the doctor, or really the nurse, and she told me, yeah, you should definitely come in. We're gonna get you tested for UTI since you've had a UTI before. Because I did, I've had a UTI before and I had to go to the emergency room for it. And so she was saying that could be a trigger to the Braxton Hicks contractions, because she wasn't so worried about the Braxton Hicks contractions themselves as she was about the cause of them. And so she said that if a UTI was the cause of them, we need to try to get rid of that as soon as possible, which I agree. So I went in like literally like 15 minutes after I called and I got tested, and she came in and told me that I was clear, no sign of UTI at all. So I was like super confused. I'm like, then what is happening to me? And she just explained that it's actually pretty normal as far along as I am to have those Braxton Hicks contractions, which kind of shocked me because like I knew Braxton Hicks was normal, but to have it that frequently I was confused about. So I asked her about that. She was like, yes, it's actually a lot more common than you think, having them that frequently and close together. It's usually because you've been like active and you just need to like sit down or take a warm bath. What else did she tell me? She basically said that I needed to just watch them closely next time, and as long as it was only dominant on one side, which I had explained to her earlier, that is only a Braxton Hicks contraction. It's nothing to worry about. But if the, I guess like the cramping or the tightening of my muscles like filled my entire stomach, that's when I need to be concerned. And so she's like, but besides that, you should be fine, even if they're close together and stuff like that. So that actually made me feel so much better, because I thought it was completely abnormal and that I was gonna give birth early and have a preterm labor, which I do not want. But yeah, so that brought me lots of comfort, and for the rest of the week I was pretty good. I'm just kind of surprised that that has happened to me, because like from what I've read and stuff, people especially in their first pregnancy don't even notice they have Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, is that true? I mean, I'm just reading stuff online. I don't know if Braxton Hicks has ever been like a big issue for people. Like, it wasn't a huge issue for my mom. Like, she felt it after like working out and stuff, but she says she doesn't remember it being as crazy as mine. So whatever. I guess that's just one of my things with my pregnancy that's unique to me. But even though my nurse said it was common, but I don't know. Okay, so my next note I wrote down from this week, from this past week, is that headaches have been a problem. And that started, I think, Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning I started having headaches, and pretty much every morning after that, like, my head would just throb, and it would fade away after a couple of hours, but luckily it faded over time and it wasn't something that just stuck around all day, because I don't know if I could take it. Another thing that happened Wednesday morning, it was the strongest kicks I have felt from Jacob yet. Like, so strong. I wrote down, I felt a foot or something sticking out and slide on the wall of my stomach all the way across. So that was a weird experience. Like, I mean, he usually kicks in one spot, but when he's like sliding all the way across, it's like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, he's getting stronger. Oh, I also wrote down, so the last two videos I was telling you how he has been starting to kick at like 8 at night and then first thing in the morning, like he kicks me through the night and stuff, and then not usually ever during the day. But let me tell you, at 30 weeks, he was kicking me all day and all night. No breaks. I mean, of course there's some breaks, but it just shocked me how much that changed of him kicking me during the day. Like, it was way more common to feel him during the day than ever before. I kind of liked it because I could get Connor to feel him more, and like I didn't have to wait till late at night to have him feel him. So in a way it's kind of cool, but at the same time it's also a little bit annoying because it's uncomfortable. But yeah, that's what happened. Oh yeah, so another way he would kick me right here, like right on the side. I'm like, how can he even reach all the way back there? It's like almost to my back. I think I might have mentioned that in another pregnancy video. It just shocked me like how far he can kick or nudge or punch or whatever he's doing. So that's weird. And a terrible thing that started as well, I think it might have started Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon, I can't remember, but so like the last half of the week, nausea. I haven't had really bad nausea since my first trimester, like I mentioned before, but after lunch I just feel so sick and I just have to lay down and I just want to throw up, but I can't. Like I don't want to move, I don't want to do anything. I was like, all I wanted to do was sleep and possibly throw up. Oh, it was so bad. And that also faded away over time, and it didn't last for the rest of the day, but it did last for a couple of hours for a few days straight. It was always after lunch, I don't know why, but yeah, that was kind of weird and not fun. So that's all I wrote for week 30 of what I've experienced. So although I didn't ask questions in this video, in this update of mine, and answer them in that way, I pretty much covered all the questions that I've asked in the past by just telling you the stories and the events and the symptoms that I felt through each day. So I hope it was, you know, helpful for maybe some other pregnant people, or at least interesting for you guys to hear, maybe more interesting than just me going through a list. So I hope you liked this video. Oh, I guess I could just show you my bump, even though I know I showed it at the beginning, but I don't know. People always like to stick around for the end to see. So I guess I'll do that now. So this is from the front. You can't tell so much, but as soon as I turn, it's like, whoa, she is pregnant. Wow. It's that side, this side. I love this shirt. Also, motherhood, maternity. And then these pants are actually just from Gap. And I have like a little rubber band putting them together, the button together, because I need it. Okay, so yeah, that's my bump. I'm very pregnant. But this is my like 31 week bump, at least the beginning of my 31 week, but it's about the same as it was at the end of my 30 weeks. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there's anything else I could add to these videos if you are interested in hearing about anything else. But if not, that's fine. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.